These small but mighty summit warriors. I'm so impressed. Thank you so much, Marina, who I do consider a friend. It's a joy to be on the Summit Council and to be here for 10 years. I can't believe it. I have to say, the video library by no means is mine, nor was it my idea. So that goes very much to Kirsten as well as others that were behind the scene, but it's been a fun project to work on. The video library is just one strategy towards the overall goal. Just realized the video library is one strategy towards the overall goal of making self-care and talk about mental health a visible part of a school's vision and culture to take away the stigma surrounding mental health. The more common language and a practice is repeated, the more culture changes. You all have a huge opportunity. You are seizing the opportunity. I've seen it in all the presentations on making a difference in the lives of students, of staff, and of yourselves in promoting school wellness. I struggled a bit, I actually struggled a lot, on how to frame talking for 15, 20 minutes about the video library because it seemed something that could be described in about 2 minutes. But I kept returning to the thought of self-care and using the library to promote a culture of well-being and self-care in a super easy to access way because you guys have enough going on. I have carried a few hats. I do carry a few hats in my work with the county. I've been with the Department of Behavioral Wellness for about 25 years. Now, one of my hats that I carry is responding to our Emergency Operations Center, along with my companion Trina. We were there all through COVID together. But during activations, during community disasters and traumatic events. And when this happens, I help in both the behavioral health role for the community, but also as a public information officer or PIO. And as a PIO, we often use videos as a tool to inform the public. News reporters do the same thing through stories that they share out through the media. Why? Videos are powerful tools. They foster engagement, accessibility, they have an emotional impact far greater than just a picture or someone talking. They serve as an educational tool in a very short amount of time. They serve for short storytelling, and they're generally remembered. So if you were to share out a video from the library, say during a staff meeting, the hope is it would take a very brief amount of time. People would remember it and perhaps even share it on more broadly. A few months ago, I spent several days around the bedside of my aunt who was in the process of dying. It was a powerful and an emotional time for me. I spent my time interacting with her as much as I could. And when she slept, I found myself missing home terribly. Home for me, I love my humans, my husband and my adult children, but I really love my dogs too. I'm a proud Great Dane mommy of 3 Great Danes and my daughter's Shepherd mix, and I really miss them. And so when my aunt slept, I found myself scrolling. You know how iPhones create videos for you? They put music, scrolling through and just, I was so homesick. So I wanted to share with you, I can't share with you videos of my children because they've told me that I have to ask their permission and they never like the way they look, but I can share videos of my dogs. So I wanted to share one. It's 22 seconds. It's very short, but talk about making an impact and how it impacted my self-care at the time. And I'm sure it made more of an impact on me than it will for you, but I just wanted to use it as an example. So in the video that I'll share, you'll see my youngest Dane, Otto, who's 2, weighing in at 160 pounds. He's white with tan. Also responded to the Emergency Operations Center, which was fun. And then my 2 4-year-old Danes who are blue Danes. They're litter mates. They're little twinsies. And maybe you can start this video for me. 22 seconds. But for me, it was an incredible self-care tool. It made me feel better. It warmed my heart. Videos have the ability to do that. So why is normalizing and promoting a culture of self-care so important for educators? You guys know this because educators are encouraged to focus so much energy on others and so little on themselves. Self-care is an absolute necessity for educators and education administrators to maintain good mental health. Teaching takes a lot of energy. You know this, both physical and mental. You can't just lose your cool in the classroom because you're having a bad day. You have to always be on and in control, maybe you can, in control of your emotions and how you're feeling, all while helping a room full of kids to regulate their own. I've worked with a lot of schools during times of disaster and hard times, and a teacher's ability to pull themselves up and act like they're okay when really they're not is really quite amazing. In many fields, being burned out or busy seems to be equated with productivity. Like there's a badge of honor when you say you're so stressed because you're so busy. And it shouldn't be that way. We want to foster a culture of self-care and calmness, which is not a selfish act at all. You can support your schools, your teams, your classrooms by sending messages that affirm this culture, a culture of well-being and the importance of self-care and taking time to replenish. Taking 2 minutes as an example during a staff meeting to show a quick video is one way that you can start to infiltrate with this culture. The video library, which is still being built, is in an easy to access location where you can look through a variety of ideas and tools surrounding self-care at your time and at your pace. Things for yourself, as well as tools that you can share out with parents or at a staff meeting or in a newsletter. And I'll share a little bit more before I step away about what's in the library. But staying on the topic of self-care just a little bit longer, self-care is defined as any action that you use to improve your health and well-being. Instead of my talking more about self-care, I want to share with you one of the videos. Oops, that was my slide while I was talking, sorry. Want to share with you one of the videos that's in the video library. This one's a little longer than 2 minutes, it's a little over 3 minutes. It's by Columbia University. It talks about self-care and it's wonderful.
We do things that take care of ourselves every day, like brushing our teeth and washing our hands. These activities are often called self-care. Self-care is something that anyone can do and that everyone should do. Self-care is not selfish, and it is one way we can care for our mental health. Taking care of your emotional well-being is just as important as taking care of your body because they work together to keep you healthy. Self-care is something you do daily or weekly that focuses on the whole you. This looks different for everyone, so try some things out and see what's best for you.
My granny always told me, baby, when you're feeling like you're in a funk, try to do something you don't normally do. So I take her advice and try to get out of my routine, you know? So if I've been slammed with stuff and just been really busy, I like to get out of the house, get some air, and just listen to my favorite music. Sometimes I'll hop online and play some games with my friends. We'll complain about school, talk about people that we're cool with, people that irritate us, whatever's on our mind. Lately, we've definitely been talking about the pandemic and how life has been going. I tell them that what we do, talking to each other, is self-care, and they laugh about it. They give me a hard time, but I think they're warming up to it. It's taking a break from everything that stresses you out. You do things you like. You maybe write down your feelings, or you talk to your favorite person, or you could even just take a nap, eat, do whatever makes you feel comfortable before you have to jump back into the stress of everyday life. It feels good to do something that makes me feel good, you know?
It can be as simple as taking a deep breath or learning a breathing exercise that helps you calm down when you're stressed. Self-care can also be practicing gratitude, like keeping a journal of things you are grateful for or happy about. Even just saying something nice to a stranger. You can get in touch with your artistic side, or do something like joining a new community or activity. Or, if you're doing too many things, self-care can be saying no to something that you don't want to or cannot do. Because our well-being is connected, self-care for your mental health can also be something physical, like walking outside for 15 to 30 minutes a day, or sticking to a regular sleep schedule. If you have trouble falling asleep at night, try listening to calming noises or staying away from electronics before bed. Sleep is essential to self-care, and getting outside or exercising can help you sleep better at night. If you've been feeling sad, angry, anxious, overly tired, lonely, anything, there are things you can do to help yourself feel better. If you're facing any difficulties with your mental health and your sense of well-being, it's important to take care of yourself. You can always reach out for support, whether that's from a friend or a professional. Connecting with others is a big part of self-care. Remember to do what makes you happier and find things that make you feel better. And make sure that what makes you happy is still healthy behaviors. Don't be afraid to enjoy yourself. The COVID-19 pandemic has made it clear that practicing self-care has an important and positive impact as we get used to a new normal. While self-care is important and helpful, it can't always solve all of your problems, so sometimes you might have to reach out for other support. There are many resources available to you. The first step to self-care is to find what works best for you.
So nothing that isn't already known in this room. You're here as a part of a summit on healthcare. I love seeing all the presentations on whole healthcare and recognizing that importance, but maybe a video like this can make it easier for you to help share that out with others. There is a cost to caring. The hope is that having this library as a tool will be helpful and that it can help to change the culture in your work surroundings. And we hope to see the library grow. So if you go online now to see what's there, there is a certain number of videos that are populated, but we would love your feedback on what kinds of videos would be more helpful for you to see or to use, and we're going to continue to populate it. Again, taking only a couple of minutes to share a video from the library during a staff or team meeting or in a newsletter can give your team members something to take away from the meeting, and it can go a long way even further if they share it out. Videos in the library right now have been submitted by Calm on back to school tips, ways to connect with a child. There's a video on words mattering. Fighting Back has submitted a couple of videos on Help Now skills, both for elementary school and high school students. Santa Barbara Response Network, the Mental Wellness Center. Miss May from Sesame Street does the May's Minute on self-care. What else? Soul Seek is a local yoga studio, and they have 2 videos on chair yoga for neck and back, and really neat stuff, easy to do things. Communify has a brief meditation exercise. And then I want to show you another video, because as we were compiling these, I didn't even know this was a thing, but Martha's Animal Rescue, which is in the San Ynez Valley area, which is loaded with goats, and it's just adorable. It's beautiful. They would welcome you as educators to come and just spend time there. You can take your family or kids, you can take your classrooms. So I'll share with you Martha's Animal Sanctuary.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
So you're going to hear that.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and this is Martha's Farm Animal Sanctuary. We're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to provide a forever home for abandoned, neglected, rescued, and rehomed farm animals. We have 100 animals here in our care, including donkeys, cows, pigs, goats, chickens, ducks, and 1 sheep named Fuzzy. We'd like to invite educators and their students, if you'd like, to come visit the sanctuary and experience the calming and healing energy these animals provide. We wholeheartedly believe that being at the sanctuary and bonding with the animals has a very positive effect on overall wellness and mental health, helping animals and people. If you'd like to learn more about us, you can check out our website at marthasfarmanimalsanctuary.org or reach us via email at info@marthasfarmanimalsanctuary.org. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay. But anyway, it's a neat resource. It's something you can share out with others very quickly. Nature Track is another organization that has all different places that you can go. They now have a new device that is very easy to hook onto wheelchairs, so all different abilities can go. So that's another video. There's a few videos from Headspace. If you don't know about Headspace, it's an incredible resource. It's an app that you can get. Our department used to be able to give them out at no cost. Unfortunately, we can't any longer. There are 190 countries that are using Headspace. There's currently 40 million users that are registered right now. And they've done research showing that there's a 14% decrease in stress when using Headspace for a 10-day period of time. So lots of resources there. All right, I'm going to show you. This is called.
We're always taught the more effort we put in, the more we'll get out of life. But of course, this isn't always true. Take falling asleep, for example. You can prepare in the right way, put yourself in the right position, and get yourself comfortable. But after that, well, you can't force it to happen, right? In fact, it works exactly the other way around. The harder you try, the less sleepy you become. It's only when we stop trying that we finally let go and drift off. And before we know it, we're waking up the next morning feeling refreshed, relaxed, after a good night's sleep. And it's a very similar story when we're training the mind. I think a nice metaphor for this is the idea of taming a wild horse. If you look at how a wild horse is tamed, rather than pinning it down in one place, the horse is led out on a very long rope and put in a big open spacious field. The horse runs around feeling like it's got all the space in the world. But very slowly, the rope's pulled in, and the horse adjusts to this feeling until it comes to a natural place of rest. And we're looking to do just the same thing with the mind in meditation. Not trying to pin it down in one place, but bringing it to a natural place of rest. So let go of any idea of needing to achieve something or get somewhere, and instead enjoy the opportunity to sit back, relax, and be present in the world.
So lots of Headspace videos on there also. So in closing, I love the idea of a video library. I hope that it continues to grow. Your help will help to make it to grow. And I love the way it creates a common language for self-care and mental well-being. And hopefully shared with others, it can create a larger change in culture. Videos are very powerful tools. So if you have more ideas, please send them on. And thank you for enjoying the after lunch videos.